Diabetes type 2, runs in my family from when I was growing up in Jamaica. And so I've seen the limb amputations. I've seen members of my family going blind. I've seen deaths, complications from heart attacks and strokes, and also kidney failure, renal failure. And 11 years ago, it was an early Christmas present for me, sadly, that year, that I was diabetic.
So, Tony, tell me why you're so concerned about diabetes across the West Midlands.
Well, just recently, the recent figures came out, and they are alarming. Over the last decade, the past 10 years, the rate of diabetes has gone up by 60%, which is alarming. And so there are so many people who have the condition. There are several others walking around who are not even aware that they have the condition or are on borderline. And the thing about it is, especially for type 2, type 1 is not avoidable. Type 2 is preventable. I stress the word preventable. And if people look at having a healthy diet and lifestyle, then they can prevent it. And 90% of the people who have diabetes have type 2. And this is where I come into the picture to say, well, listen, look at what you're eating. Cut out the crisp, cut out the fizzy pop. So it's a major concern. And more worryingly, 10% of the NHS budget, and this is a budget geared towards medication, 10%, and the NHS budget, as we know, is very huge, runs into the trillions and millions of pounds. 10% of the NHS budget is spent on disposing and dispensing of diabetes medication.
So we know that the number of people living with diabetes has soared by nearly 60%. But why do you think this is?
A lot has to do with the sedentary lifestyle, the couch potato lifestyle. The internet, people are on the computer, people are sitting in front of the television. Even the remote control for the television has a lot to answer. In the good old day, if you wanted to change a channel, you'd get up from your seat and change a channel. With the luxury and advantage of technology, you just keep switching channels, and all you're exercising is your little fingers and your thumb. So it's the lack of exercise, which is for one. And then all the very fast food restaurants that are around, takeaways, that sell a lot of food which is not of the best quality.
And I understand you have an interesting way of tackling diabetes. Tell me about this.
Having been diagnosed 11 years ago, I take no medication whatsoever. I do go to the gym 4 times a week. Retirement does that for you. And I also do Pilates, yoga and Zumba, all separately from that.
And lastly, Tony, what needs to be done in order to get these figures for diabetes down?
I'm on this mission that us as a group, when I say black people, I'm talking Asian, African, Caribbean people, we tend to be too apathetic and yes, I'm going to do something about it, and then nothing happens. And it's like a kick up the backside, really, to get people to look at your diet, look at your lifestyle, look at what exercises you do. A classic example is every year without fail, most of us take our car for its MOT test certificate so that we make sure it's roadworthy. We need to do that with our bodies. We need to get our MOT test certificate done at our GP surgery.